Okay, here's my charge video of the batteries that we built in the last video. So there's our battery. I showed the charger in the other video. Again, it's a hobby charger. There's a million of them on the market. I've had this one forever. I like it. It works good, but there's lots of them out there that'll do the same thing. All right, so this is the leads that connect to the charger. The charger has these banana type plugs. Let's see, in the end down there. So I just made a lead with banana plugs. I put a Anderson connector on the end of that, and then this is the same balance leads that we cut as we were building this battery. So and as I mentioned at that point in the video, it's actually an extension. So we got a dozen of them when we bought them. So that comes in handy here. If I can get my camera to sit still for a moment without tipping over. So our balance leads, we had two ends. So we're going to plug one lead of that extension into there. And then just plug our banana leads into there. And then I'm going to power this thing up. And there are, this charger will do, if you can see here, this charger will do all kinds of batteries. It'll do my LiFePO batteries that I have on my Kayak. It'll do lead acid batteries and lots of them. So anyway, it's set on lithium ion, and I've got it set for a 5 amp charge. Gosh, it's just a lot of glare here. Lithium ion, I got it set to balance charge. So this thing's got a million settings. This is not a video on how to set your charger. Every charger is going to be different, but just note that it needs to be on the right setting for the right battery. So it's on lithium ion, it's on balance charge. I'm going to charge it at 5 amps. It's on the lower side, but low and slow is always the good way to go in my opinion. So there's our charger hookup. Now, when we built the battery, we built this little tower with our balance lead in there, and we had that balance checker. So now we are going to hook our balance lead into that. If I can do all this on video, it'll be a miracle. But so that thing just pulls up. This is our extension. So we just plug it in. There's only one way it can go. It can't cross plug in the wrong way. And then if we look at our charger, at least the way this one's set up, it's telling us it's looking for the main port. It's sensing that we're going to balance charge, but we haven't connected the main port yet. So if we go back and oops, this is the plug off our charger, red to red, black to black. Again, these Anderson connectors are genderless. They're the same each side, and they plug together. So red to red, black to black, and we're plugged together. And so now our charger is not asking for the main connection anymore. It's ready to go. So now all we want to do is this one, you long press enter or long press to start the charge. And it's checking to make sure we hooked everything correctly. It won't charge if we screwed it up. And then now it's ramping up to the amp output that we indicated. And it's starting the charging process. So we can say it says lithium ion is charging at 5 amps. Currently the battery's at 15.85, so it's not very low. It's balance charging in BAL, that's what we want. And so far it's put 27 amp hours back into the battery. Now, if we push our status button, in voltage is going to be 16.4. That's what we want. And then push it again, and then there's our cells. So you can see our different cells. First cell's at 3.91. The second cell's at 3.88. The next one at 3.96. The next one at 3.97. So this checker is going to charge, or this charger, I'm sorry, is going to charge and balance the batteries at the same time. So as it goes through the process, you'll see those cell numbers, the lower cell numbers tick up and bring it into balance while it's charging. So we're going to let it go for a little bit, and then we'll come back. Okay, take another quick look here. We've been charging about 8 minutes in 15, 18 seconds. We're up to 15.98 volts. And then if we want to go back to our balance setup, if you look now, you can see those cells are starting to creep closer together. That second cell was a bit lower than all the rest of them. You can see it is still a bit lower, but it is starting to catch up. So our balance process is going and our charging process is going. All right, one more quick interim check. We've been running just over 18 minutes now. We've put 1,530 amp hours back into the battery. We're at 16.09 volts. So let's see our cells. So you can see our cells are just barely a few hundredths apart right now. They were maybe a tenth apart when we first started, so they're getting closer and closer. So it's balancing these cells, and again, with this balance charger set up, and as opposed to a BMS, we can see exactly what's going on. With the BMS, you just always got to take the word for it that it's working. But here we can see most definitely that it's working. Okay, we are just about to the end. Come down here and look at our screen now. You see we're no longer at 5 amps. It's down to 4.5. So the way this one works, as it approaches the end of the charge, it'll start winding down amps all the way down to 0.1 as it tries to top off the battery. You can see we're over the 16.4 volts. And let's look at our balance. And you can see where they've got two that are flashing, the other two that are lower, so that means it is working on balance right now. So it is just about, or it is fully charged, showing 16.4 volts, but it is working on the balance setup. All right, we are really close now. You can see this thing is winding down to less than 1 amp charge. We got about 8,000 milliamp hours, or 8 amp hours we've put into the battery. Been going 3 hours. The balancing process is really slow with when you have 10 cells in parallel. But if we take a look now, all cells are balanced. They're all dead equal. So it's just finishing up some a little bit of top off charging right now.
Huh.